Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Logan Carney here, this time with Luke Yost and Nick Hedderick. Thank you guys both for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to be on CS.
Well, you guys ready to be buying and selling for this one?
Yes.
I
bought a lot on this show. I realized that. I think I've been on all but maybe one of the buy
I've
sells.
never bought or sold, but I'm a big fan of Storage Wars, so we'll see.
We'll see. All right, all right.
Well, it's not quite Storage Wars, but we're going to be buying and selling on basketball this year. Now, you heard Sam bought in on Kobe Thomas a little bit earlier, so do you guys buy or sell Kobe Thomas winning NEC Player of the Year this year?
I'm selling hard on that. I already got my guy. It's Keith Braxton from St. Francis University. He averaged 19 points last year, 9 rebounds, shot 40% from behind the arc. He also made the NEC first team. He's going to be the Player of the Year. That's bottom line.
Now, you threw your hands up there when he said Keith
Braxton.
Braxton.
Luke stole my guy. He stole my guy. He stole my pick.
I go first.
For the first time in my 2-year career with Luke Yost, I agree with something he said. And I agree that I think Kobe Thomas might be surprising. I think he's the best playmaker on Robert Morris, but I don't think it's fair to throw him into contention yet for NEC Player of the Year. I think next year very well could be a year where we see him in the very top echelon of NEC players, maybe top 3, very near the top next year. But I think this year he'll still be maybe a big name, but not quite where he needs to be.
Now, moving over to the women's side of things, Hinoko Ikematsu, do you think she leads the team in scoring this year? You buying or selling that statement?
We'll buy it. Why not? We'll buy it. Azebo and Callahan, the only 2 players that return that are ahead of her. But we know Ikematsu, her 3 ball is incredible, 41% from behind the line. That's one of the best in the nation. I think if she can keep that consistency from behind the line, I mean, we saw the other against Youngstown State. She had 15 points all from behind the line. If she can fire at will from behind the arc, she's undoubtedly going to, end up being near the top, but I think she will be at the top.
For me, it was the turnovers. I'm also buying this, but like for the turnovers, she turned the ball over more than assists. And this is a year where she no longer has to be the facilitator of this offense. She could be a pure shooter like she is. So that's why I'm buying. She's going to lead this team in points during the season.
Speaking of turnovers, though, our next buy or sell topic, do you think the men averaged less than 10 turnovers this year per game?
I am selling. I am selling hard because I looked it up. For the past 4 years, they've never been under 14 turnovers average on the season. This team is built to score and score in transition, but they also, they give the ball up too many times, I think, in a game.
I don't know what's going on. I agree with Luke again. I don't know. It's opposite day. 4 of their 5 turnover leaders last year are returning this year. And, I mean, they committed 11 against USC, so maybe there is some light at the end of the tunnel there. I mean, USC is probably one of the best teams they'll play all year, and they only committed 11 against them. But, I mean, you have 4 of 5 returning, as I just mentioned. They averaged almost 15 a game last year. They only averaged 11 assists a game last year. I don't think we see them averaging less than 10 a game this year.
How about the women, though? We mentioned earlier that they tied regular season NEC champs last year. Do you think, buying or selling, that they win it outright this year?
I am buying in because St. Francis is not what they were last year. They lost their 1-2 punch with Ace Harrison leaving. And as great as Jessica Kovac is, we always tell her she's always in the name and player of the week, it seems like, every week for the NEC. But she lost her sidekick, if you will. And this team, she can't carry St. Francis all the way. Robert Morris is going to win the NEC conference.
And I agree. I mean, this conference is very top-heavy. Last year, Robert Morris and St. Francis both went 16-2 in conference. The third-place team, Sacred Heart, finished 8-8. And as Luke did mention, St. Francis did lose some key players, so I don't think they'll be as big of an opponent as they would have been last year. Bryant is a team I have my eye on, though. They have returned a few starters. But other than that, I think Robert Morris all around is the best team. As Sam mentioned earlier, they have a lot of their scoring players returning, a lot of rebounding leaders returning. I think they can win it outright this year.
All right, guys, real quick. The men buying or selling, finishing top 4 in conference. Tell me, buy or sell, and give one quick sentence on why.
Buy or sell. They were close last year. They're close the year before, so I'm buying in. This team's better than they were last year.
I'm going to buy the Williams brothers connections there. Kobe Thomas is going to step up this year. I'm buying it all the way.